Here with Dr. Mark and Michelle Sherwood. This is an awesome book. I love that pose back there, man. You got that pose down pat. But the book is awesome. There's so much in it, and it is a blessing. It ministers to you, and also we're excited that we're going to talk a little bit about that too. Your television show, now they can watch that on the Bodybuilders Television Network and get more. Enjoying the show. It is awesome. I've watched it. Some things I watch, and some things I'm like, okay, well, no, that's not for me right now. I'm not there yet. I got to grow into that. But it's good. It watches. But this is awesome. We're going to go to the book, but let me ask this. What led to you writing the book?
About 4 years ago, and the viewers would understand this, I was sleeping, and I had been taught to put a pad by my bed in case the Lord spoke to me. Mm-hmm. I did that years before, and nothing ever happened. It just gathered dust. And even where I put the pen, it had dust around that, dust lines. But I was determined I was going to keep that thing there. And it almost got to the point I was being a little rebellious. Okay, God, I'm just going to see how much dust can gather because I'm not going to move that thing. Well, one night I woke up, Brenda, and I was having this dream. It was so vivid. And it was like I was seeing myself writing in a journal in a book. And I knew right where I was. I was leaning and writing, and it was writing over the bathroom counters where I was. And it was real. It seemed so real. The morning I woke up, I thought, that's a dream I remembered. That was cool, and I wondered what it was about. And then this overwhelming presence came over me. Call it the Lord at this moment. And I thought, was that real? Did that happen? And I looked over, no kidding, and my pen, where the dust line was moved off to the side. And I'm like, oh, man, what's happening now, So I reached over and I grabbed that book. And inside the book, I had written out physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual. The concept, there were scriptures. And I knew at that moment God had called us to carry a torch. And I thought, I don't want to carry a torch. I don't want to talk about this one because it gets into people's kitchens, literally. Mm-hmm. It talks about a tough subject. It talks about how we have lacked the caring for the physical self and how it's related to the emotional self and in turn the spiritual self in the body of Christ specifically. And we had lost that peace. God shared this quote with me, and I'm saying it right now. My people have lost their power. They've lost their power because they've lost their peace, P-E-A-C-E. They've lost their peace because they've neglected the physical peace. And they hit me like a ton of bricks. I thought, I don't want to carry that message, and I argued for days, probably even months, because I knew it was going to be a little bit unpopular, tough to carry, but that's where the book came from. And it's been, there has been challenges, but we're determined. I think your husband used the word about you and he being tenacious. Mm-hmm. We're going to continue to do this thing. And that's what we're excited to be with you, because it's like when one light gets held up, one torch, and we put it next to another torch, that torch gets brighter. And that's what we're talking about here. Relationships, we got to get this message out here and take care of ourselves in all areas, physically, emotionally, intellectually, and spiritually, because in this day and time, you can't be all you can be for Jesus Christ if you're sick.
I tell you, I mean, you're going there, and especially because Dr. Will and I, we deal with a lot of pastors and leaders in ministry, and especially in the African American community. I know you probably didn't notice this, but I am black. And so just wanted to throw that tidbit in. And I don't need these glasses. They just kind of make me cuter. But in this, everybody that watches the show, they say, you've said that enough. I know, but they hadn't heard it. So, but in chapter 2 of the book,